air, water, earth, fire. For hundreds of years, the four nations have lived in harmony. The Avatar, master of all four elements, was always responsible for maintaining the peace. But Avatar Roku passed away 13 years ago. Now, the four nations look to the air nomads to reveal the next Avatar, but the world is met with silence. Rumors from the Earth Kingdom abound that the Fire Nation is planning an aggressive move into the Earth Kingdom. 5 young heroes were too late to save the Southern Air Temple, but they hold vital information that could save the Earth Kingdom, and maybe even save the world. Previously on the Flying Bison podcast.
And more people walk out completely faceless. She points further past Udai up to the north, and you see a cabin.
Oh. She's healing.
Liko, one of them looks like it definitely has Kanu's face.
This war fan has held the reflection of many thousands of faces.
The screams, the whispers in your head start getting louder and louder and louder, and then they shut off. They all have their faces back. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Flying Bison podcast. We are so happy to be here. Just got through Halloween, got through spooky season. Everyone is safe, I think. Although I guess technically it hasn't happened for us, so something could happen to one of us. But better news, we got Johnny back this week.
Yay!
Hey.
Johnny, we missed you.
I missed you guys.
How was Disney World?
It was a lot of fun, but I missed being here for the game.
Aw.
I missed you too. We got all the nicety out of the way, and I was going to ask maybe the most polarizing question we've ever asked on this podcast. Disney World or Disneyland?
Well, I've never been to Disneyland, so I can't offer an opinion.
I've never been to
only
Disney
been to
World,
Disneyland.
and I will offer an opinion. Disneyland is obviously way better than Disney World.
That's 100% wrong, but
It's not.
you're welcome to that opinion.
Look, let me ask. Here's my big question. What was the first one? First Disney park.
Disneyland?
Disneyland.
Walt Disney's entire dream of building an amusement park to his creation started where? Disneyland.
And then who
And
made
that
it
dream
better?
came to its full fruition. Where? Disney World.
I've never been to Disney World, but I will die on this hill.
He built Disneyland and he said, this isn't good enough. I need to try again.
Well, no, you kept trying to build Epcot, right?
Which he finally did in Disney World.
No, kind of.
I'm a Disneyland fan, but I'm also from California, so...
That's the right answer. That's the right answer. Disneyland has a certain, grungy charm to it. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like, at least from what I read about Disney World and I see about, Florida amusement parks, I'm like, that's too touristy. Like, when I go to Disneyland, I'm like, this is kind of disgusting. But it's, my disgusting, and I love it so much.
Yeah. When I go to Disney World in Florida, I am a tourist.
Florida isn't the right disgusting.
It's true.
But my family goes down there every other year.
What's your favorite ride? Let's do something we can all agree on.
That's a tough one.
I still haven't been to either, so I can't answer.
Nick, what's your favorite ride? Nick, we're not leaving until you answer. What's your favorite ride?
So I answer?
Yeah.
The teacups.
Okay, all right.
I have an intense fear of heights, actually. So
That's funny. I was going to say my favorite ride is probably, just based on the sheer number of times I've ridden it, is Tower of Terror.
That's a good one. Has that been changed yet at Disney World? No?
Nope, because Disney World has a weird thing where, because there's Universal Orlando, where back in the day when Marvel Comics was still its own entity and Disney didn't have anything to do with it, Marvel Comics sold the rights to their heroes to Universal for theme park use. And so there's an a Marvel Comics section of Islands of Adventure. And because of the contract that they signed, which includes like a non-compete clause, Disney isn't allowed to use any Marvel heroes in the parks in Florida. And so there's some updates that they've done in California to redo rides as Marvel, like Guardians of the Galaxy at Tower of Terror. But they can't do it in Florida because of Universal.
Well, there's just another reason why Disneyland's better. We have Avengers Campus.
Ride.
No, we have Avengers Campus now.
Okay.
You're not going to get it. Gotta go to Disneyland. Gotta go to California.
We'll get it in Florida in a couple of years when the contract ends.
They'll buy Universal Studios. Who are we kidding?
Honestly,
I mean,
they probably
Disney will get it. Come on.
They bought Fox literally just for those properties. So.
I mean,
all hail our mouse overlord.
we spoke in.
I was gonna do like a joke court scene where like Johnny comes up as the defendant and tries to defend Disney World, but then I was gonna introduce you as known gourd hater, Johnny Button.
You know, at the end of the day, I don't feel as passionate about the Disney World thing because, like, I feel like that is just like whatever. Like, you go where you want to go, and it's all the same company. They're getting the money either way.
It's true. It's true. I think I'm with Monroe though. There's something about like having grown up in California. I'm just like I will die on the hill of Disneyland being better than Disney World.
I spent a few precious moments of my childhood in Florida, but that doesn't outweigh the fact that it's kind of a gross place to live. Sorry to all of our listeners in Florida.
We just lost all of our Floridian listeners.
Think about it with Disney specifically. Like, I agree about Florida in general, but like, think about the bubble in the MCU that Wakanda exists inside of, where like nothing gets in. That's what Disney is in Florida. Like,
I thought you were about to say that Florida is the Wakanda of the U.S., and I was like,
no,
no one is saying that.
It does seem a little
Florida
like out
is
there.
the whole. Florida is the hole left where Sokovia used to be of the U.S.
And Wakanda's in there.
Thanks for keeping it
It's
Marvel.
post Age of Ultron.
We like to keep our references tight, you know?
Yeah. None of this DC nonsense.
Man. Ridiculous stuff. All right, dummies.
Yeah, it is.
It's time to move on from this conversation.
Starts the conversation, angrily ends it.
We had some the fight with the Frogadiles was not as spooky as I intended it to be.
It was good though.
Yeah, it was great. The whole episode, I was trying to get to the spooky, but I'm glad because the episode that came out last week was, I think, pretty terrifying. For what we can do in Avatar. It was so good. I listened to it again, and I was like,
I felt the
"This
fear.
is so good."
Yeah.
But you guys survived.
Yeah.
Liko and Ren survived that.
I had no idea what to expect. I was like,
neither did I.
Ren's gonna come back. with
Forever
no
bonded.
face.
Feeling good,
And we're
Rico.
not
Feeling
gonna know what
good.
to do.
I was just down there like, they're not coming back. This is it.
Yep.
We're gonna
New
need to reroll
characters.
characters. Let's go.
But we also Liko found out that Kanu's a waterbender healer, and that was something that Monroe was like, I don't think Liko knew this before. Obviously, she knew it was a waterbender, but not a healer. So you guys retrieved the faces of the village of Udai and sent Kanu on her way back to Wanya to go heal Casa. Che went with her, and you're hoping that Che can make contact with Osa. But before we jump into that, we're gonna start doing our growth questions off air. But we had actually everyone get an advancement this time. So why don't all of you just go really quickly around, say what advancement you got.
I guess I'll start. I took the suspicious mind move from the guard.
Which is something Rosic has, yeah.
Yeah, for Osa, I took the Otter Penguins, Unagi, and Hot Springs move from the Icon playbook.
What does that let you do?
So whenever we visit a new inhabited location, I can roll and get like clear answers on all sorts of information about the place. I thought it would fit with the air nomad motif for Osa.
I think it's good too, especially because we decided to have such a travel heavy campaign, right? Like you're going to be going to tons of different places. So how about the rest of you?
I added, I raised the stat by 1. So I raised my focus stat.
Nice. She's a little bit more focused.
Well,
than
after
she
the
was.
whole Ren thing, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, maybe there's like, I've got to make up, like, I can't let something like that ever happen again, because that was terrifying.
I think she's just more aware of her surroundings, as opposed to, like, I can't let anything else like this happen again, because I think she's also pretty centered and realistic, and she knows that she can't prevent things that she doesn't know is out there from happening, but I do believe that she is just more aware that there is darkness out there that she needs to be a little bit more cautious of.
For sure. I think, so for Ren's song, I chose a move from my own playbook, the Idealist playbook, and it's called Can't Knock Me Down, which, if I'm engaged in combat with a superior position and I just openly refuse to back down, then essentially I can roll with Harmony, which is I think my strongest stat, for the rest of the battle. Whenever I use defend and maneuver. So essentially I think it's for trying to stick it out, come what may. I'm not giving myself an out. So I feel like after what happened last time, I'm like definitely feeling this move. I was thinking about this when I gave up the fan. I was like, that was my one like distance weapon. Now all I can do is like go up close to do all the other stuff I want to do. So I need to find a new thing to throw at people.
Danny, what did Rosic take?
The use their momentum move from the Icon playbook. And that says, when engaged with a large or powerful foe, I can mark fatigue to roll focus with advance and attack instead of passion. And if I do that, I mark the prepared status, and I can also choose to use the retaliate move as if it were an advance and attack technique.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot. That's a hefty one.
Yeah. You will all have to remind me of the moves that you've taken. I obviously am trying to remember a ton of things, so I will try and update myself on the moves that you've taken, but keep me honest. All right. Before we jump into like picking it back up where we left, got a little imagination scene for you. The camera opens on a modest cabin, sort of propped above these pools of water in the midst of this vast network and canopy of banyan trees. It's a peaceful scene. You hear like the water trickling and the dragonflies buzzing in the background. And as the camera begins zooming into the cabin, we leave the sereneness of the outside to see this flurry of movement and chaos. Liko, we haven't established what your parents look like. So what do your parents look like? And if you have names for them, give me a couple names. Otherwise, if you don't want to, I generated a couple beforehand.
I'll take some of the names that you have beforehand.
Okay, I was thinking your father Sutik, and your mother's name is Konedi. But what do they look like?
You know what? I think I never really thought about that as Monroe. But I would think that Liko looks more like her mother. So they have a lot of features and physical appearances in common. Her father, I'm not quite sure. I wouldn't even think Liko would remember exactly because it happened so young. So to be realistic, I think like whatever she does think they look like, it's probably not real. It's probably just something that she dreamt up or did to fill up the void and stuff like that.
What does she remember?
So,
That's an interesting question.
their voices. Like, she'd know it's them by their voice.
Well, the camera continues to focus on this scene as Sutek and Konetti are just rushing around, and Konetti grabs like a stack of papers from a desk, and Sutek grabs a sword and slides it into a pack that's stuffed with food and other provisions. We're running out of time, Konetti. Quick, before they arrive. Sutek flies around the room attempting to pack more essentials into his bag. No! Konetti snaps, her voice heavy and bereaved, before immediately lowering her guard, and a sad smile adorns her face. I'm sorry, my love. I never dreamed that it would come to this, not knowing who our friends and enemies are. Sutek stops, shoving some more food into his pack, and turns towards Konetti. He tenderly grabs her hand and just says, "You know me." The two embrace for a moment before a sharp knock interrupts the scene. Sutek's face falls. "Who else did you tail besides your sister?" "No one. I mean, I was hunting earlier, but I made sure no one followed me. You don't think he found us yet, right?" And another knock. And silence before. "Sister, it's me." A wave of relief crashes over the faces of Sutek and Konetti before they cross the length of their house to unlock the door. And as the camera follows them, we see something that we hadn't seen in all the chaos. A crib. Sutek slowly opens the door to see the face of Kanu, who pushes the door open and barges in. "Quick, shut it before someone else sees. Did anyone follow you?" Sutek hisses at the new arrival. No, I don't think so." "You don't think so? Do you have any idea what sort of danger we could be in if they followed you? If he followed you? Konetti and I have taken every precaution to protect the mission and the name of the White Lotus. This is not something to be uncertain about. No, I'm certain no one." And a second knock interrupts Kanu and the three adults. Hush. They're quiet. And another knock. Before Konetti turns to her sister and says, "Take her, please. Take Liko. Run." Kanu picks up the child wrapped in a swaddling cloth, rushes out the back door. The camera follows and pauses on Kanu, who looks back at Sutek and Konetti before rushing out the door. The camera stays inside of the cabin, and we hear another knock. The door bursts open as rocks begin just pelting and flying into the cabin. They hit Sutek and Konetti, and they fall down unconscious. The scene goes to black. Rozek and Liko and Ren, you guys have, I believe, just seen Che leave with Kanu en route. What do you guys want to do?
I think Ren would just make the way to a bed where everyone is. And I promised Che a story tomorrow.
Yeah, that was basically the plan, right? We just
Better rest up.
sort of rest up and hold out and wait until they get back.
I mean, yeah, because, you know what? I don't even think we talked about that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we should wait till Che comes back, because he said he was just going to drop her off and then be right back.
That might be nice. That could
So
be nice.
maybe we should find something to eat.
You turn around, Liko, and one of the other Foggy Swamp tribe members is there. And he's this like sort of short guy with messy brown hair. He's got like the Foggy Swamp leaves on, and he goes, "Hey! Is that you, Liko? It has been a minute! Ooh! How long's it been? Hey! How long's it been since we saw Liko?" Shouts at no one behind him. "How you been?"
Ren very quietly mutters, "I liked them better without faces."
Side note, Justin, did you say what his name was?
Well, you can give him a name. You would have grown up here.
What about
Otherwise, I can-
Toto?
Yeah, I don't have that app open, and I don't want to take up too much time, so yeah.
Is
the
that
only name.
copyrighted?
Toto.
All right,
That seems
Toto
to
it
match.
is.
Oh yeah.
Is that Toto, right? It's like
T-O-D-O.
D. Yeah. All right. So, hey Toto, how you been?
I am good. I'm glad to get my face back. Oh, yeah. Look at this. I couldn't do that before. I can do that now. I wonder if they did something to my face before.
Mm-hmm.
That was crazy, right?
Yeah.
That was insane.
Big Lico's struggling with small talk with this guy right now. But I don't
Well, she
think
doesn't
Ren
have to
has
say
the strength
much.
to intervene.
She doesn't have to say much because he talks. he pretty much drives the
He's
conversation. so.
carrying this one.
Hey Toto, where can people get something to eat around here?
Well, I think we got a nice cat-gator stew going. You could just pop a squat, sit up, have a sip.
Right.
We could chat a little bit. What do you think about
Sounds
that?
perfect.
You have not had my cat-gator stew. I'm guessing it is delightful. As listen, I get some of that swamp water. I'm gonna just base that cat-gator in it with a little bit of spices. Ooh.
You guys can eat some Cat-Gator. I'm
Beggars
gonna
can't be choosers, right?
eat some leaves.
He says he says under his breath, so Toto doesn't hear.
Yeah. All right, Toto.
All right, follow
Lead the
Toto. He starts leading you towards a house, and outside of it, he's got like a pot with it's like a gumbo that's going on. Like just one for each of you, yeah? No, no, Lico. You never ate my cat-gator stew. I think that's probably why you left. What do you think? Is that why she left?
Who are you talking to?
You don't? Huh? What are you talking about?
This character,
All right,
this
3
character's
bowls.
delightful.
He gets 3 bowls, and despite Lico saying she doesn't want one, he hands one to each of you.
Thanks.
I can take the
Eat up now, you hear?
Do we just eat with our hands, or do we slurp it, or?
Let me tell you something. Come in here, son.
Rozak leans in.
The best way to eat cat-gator stew is with your mouth.
Rozak says, "Oh."
I'm so uncomfortable.
And he holds up the bowl and gives Toto a nod and a smile, and tilts the bowl towards his mouth with his mouth open.
The liquid falls in. And Rozak, it's really good.
So he starts.
I was gonna say,
so
let's
good.
not underestimate
He
this
starts,
guy.
like,
He might
just
have one
pouring
talent,
it and just like,
one singular gift.
and he doesn't say a thing until it's completely
You see that?
gone.
I got one. I've changed.
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm sipping. I'm just like very tired, so it's probably a less vigorous sipping.
What you think, huh? That's good, right?
Yes, yeah, it's good. I need to lay down. Thank you, Mr. To do.
That's Toto.
Right
I'm
on.
gonna go make sure he's okay. So
Do you have seconds?
All right, I'm just gonna talk to your friend here.
okay.
All right, so here's. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, let's leave Rosa
Pours
with
you another
Toto.
bowl. And this time there's actually like it's like a cricket. It's like a dragonfly cricket, but it's actually super good. It adds like just the right amount of crunch to this jambalaya.
Ren is hoping that this isn't rude, but I think in the fatigue, I'm just gonna like fumble towards what I remember being Kanu's place to like find something to lay down on, since she's gone, and hopefully won't be offended.
Make yourself at home. But then she does like end up like helping him get like a nice little place going, so you can be comfortable.
You walk into Lico's room and she's
You got
got
the race
her
car
high
bed?
school yearbooks.
The medals and stuff, yeah.
Appreciate it.
It's just her. She was the only one that graduated in her class.
Obviously,
Class one.
Toto didn't do it. Didn't like
Class of
graduate
one.
in like a culinary arts or something.
He's been going to a what is it, trade school for culinary.
Yeah.
He was an English
it's
major, but he
yeah.
decided to pursue his dreams at.
Yes, yeah.
Nice.
He was communications and English, and then he just realized there wasn't a place for him in the PR world, and so he decided to take up cooking. We have a lot of NPCs that want to be cooks. Yeah,
It's a great path. They should all start a restaurant in like season 2.
repressed, like wanting to be a cook coming out.
Rosette goes,
Yeah.
my buddy Osa would have really liked this. There's meat in this, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Cat-Gator's meat. Pretty sure. Hey, it's Cat-Gator meat! Alright. Yeah, no, it's meat.
Between cat and
It's
gator.
definitely meat.
Yeah, no, yeah. He's missing out. Maybe I put some in a Tupperware for me and I can take it over to Osa.
What in the same hell is Tupperware?
Oh, sorry, I meant to say, basket. Soup. Basket.
You know how you just put your soup in baskets? What is happening?
I mean, if they have watertight basket
bend
weavers, that'd be
vines, so maybe they
impressive.
can like make these vine baskets that are tight enough to hold liquid.
Dang, that's ridiculous.
Oh,
Alright. I'm sure at some point Rozek finds his way to Kanu's house as well.
yeah.
Oh my
No,
gosh.
Rosa just passes out in Toto's house.
You just, do you actually do that?
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, maybe after a meal, like they sit down and play a couple games of
Johnny's nodding
whatever,
like, yes,
a basket
yes.
toss. Maybe they play a couple of games of
Basket.
foggy swamp basket toss,
course.
you know, and
Yeah.
and they pass out on the
back-
couch after a heart
Backwater gammon.
That's one of the medals that Liko has is Foggy Swamp basket tossing champion.
Foggy swamp basket tossing.
Yeah, this again, she's the only
I
one
was
playing.
the only
but
player.
The game is you toss these baskets on the heads of cat gators that poke their heads out of the swamp.
That sounds kind of fun.
Actually, like whack-a-mole, but for Foggy Swamp Tribe people.
You just almost got eaten by a gator adjacent creature.
A gator hybrid.
All of you sleep through the night, safe and sound. Rozek, though, at some point you do wake up and you just hear, I'm gonna take that Cat-Gator and put it in that swamp water, and then I'm gonna put it on the spice. He's just like whispering his recipe to himself as he sleeps.
Write it down. Write it
That's
down.
what
Rosic looks up and he just puts a basket over his head and goes back to sleep.
You go to sleep. All of you have had some time to rest now, so you can mark off 5 fatigue since you're staying in a house. It's not a nice house, but it is more comfortable than sleeping out in the stars. Well, actually, not Che. Che, you are...
Yeah, not.
But all of you, though,
I was
can
going to ask.
move
Yeah.
your principles back to center. So now that you've had some time to recenter yourself, you can do that as well.
I feel more forgiving and less actiony all of a sudden. That sleep was really good.
And morning comes, and you wake up, and Rozek and Liko... Well, actually, Liko and Ren, you wake up to just the two of you in Kanu's house.
Justin, can we cut to Che quick?
Mhm.
Yeah, I imagine Kanu didn't make. She was like already annoyed that Che was coming with her.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say that Che just like kind of like grumpily tries to read that bending book that he finds or that he found,
Scroll.
and just tries to read that the whole way back.
Yeah. as you're like silently, like at first I'm imagining you're like trying to talk to her a little bit. She's like giving you the Lico brand short answers. And you're like, fine, well, for whatever, I'll just study this scroll. And you start studying it, and like you didn't have a moment to really study it too much when you were preparing for Rohu. So like you didn't really get a chance to look at it. You're looking at it now, and you're not really sure how you missed this. Maybe you've been like listening to Rozak talk more about how to do like the base earthbending style, right? And like figuring that out. And you realize that what you thought was an advanced earthbending technique is actually a process for creating a small one-person outhouse. So it's just like a couple walls, like 3 walls, and then like a little earth toilet.
Nice.
In the middle.
Che is immediately humbled by
Be
his
ready for
lack
anything.
of understanding of his own element. Rolls it up, puts it away. And he probably tries to start off conversation one more time with Kanu. So, what do you do over it? You die.
Hunt things.
Just silence. The rest of the way.
You can see that Lico was not raised by Toto.
Nope. Yeah, so just silence the rest of the way.
Yeah, Ren and Lico, you wake up in the morning, and it is just the 2 of you in Kanu's house.
Lico, during the night, you heard Ren mumbling things a bit, tossing and turning. Most of it indistinct, but sometimes just repeatedly like, stop! Or other, like, clearly like tense, kind of like nightmarish sort of situations.
Okay. I don't think Lico would mention it right now. That's just...
For sure.
But yeah.
As soon as
Good to
Ren
know.
wakes up, he's like, we need to find your parents, right?
Yeah. But I think we should wait until Kanu comes back, or... Yeah, side note, where's
Yeah, it's a great
Iron?
question.
Iron.
I forgot about
You
her.
leave Kanu's house, and out of that storage room that you guys had found the baskets in, the door was closed, and out stumbles Iron with one of the baskets on his head. And he goes, Are they gone? Are the faceless people gone?
No.
I slept in there. Hello? Is it safe?
Yeah, yes,
been in
yes,
there for a day.
it's safe, Iron. You can take that off your head.
Takes the basket off his head.
I'm sorry we didn't tell you earlier. I thought you heard Toto doing his thing.
Wait, is Lico and Ren there?
He said
In
we
the
just
same
stepped
building
outside.
as that storage room?
To
Or
see
are they still
Basket
back
Boy.
at
Basket Boy.
Kanu's house?
Mayor Basket Boy. That's Mayor Basket Boy to you.
Man,
Basket
that's
boy.
right. Sorry, sir. Iron's chill, but like just steadily loses what shred of respect we have.
If you
Anyway,
guys...
Iron, can you
We're glad we found Iron.
can you pretty confidently take us the rest of the way there, you think, and guide us to Lico's parents once they get back?
Yes.
Kanu.
Totally.
I
That's why I wanna wait
turned
for
to Lico
Kanu.
and I'm like, I'm not feeling confidence.
As
His basket over his
you
head.
go
Feeling
looking
okay,
for
Rozak?
Rozak, and he's like big spooning with Toto.
As soon as you guys walk in, Rose like
Mhm.
shoots up. He goes, oh, what? Hello? What time is it?
It's time for you to get up.
He grabs all his things and pats Toto on the head, and he goes, bye, buddy, and then walks out the door.
Things is probably good Che didn't see.
And you walk out the door, and it's good timing because up above you see the silhouette of Rue come flying down, and it flies down.
Oh, yes.
You see Che at front, sort of guiding. You do not see Kanu though, but you do see someone else. You see Osa.
Look who I found.
Hey. Hey, Osa.
Your voice got deeper.
Your voice got deeper. How long were you in the spirit world for?
Like 6 minutes.
That's all it takes.
Hey, Osa. They have
What?
meat here.
Where?
Yeah, I'm pretty hungry too, honestly. I've just been on this.
Ren shamelessly walks back
Dragging
into
on her for a
Toto's
while.
place and just like grabs some of his stash and brings it out.
Oh yeah, no, Rozak's gonna do that. While Toto's sleeping, he's gonna get the overnight like old stew.
It's probably just as good.
and put some of it in
Is it
bowls and bring it out
Cold?
to Che and Osa. Oh, Rozak uses his firebending to heat it
Nice.
up.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Thanks, bro. I'm gonna try
Yeah, I'm shoveling it. This is pretty good.
Yeah, I
No,
put
no,
extra
it's
crickets
really
in that
good.
one for you. He had a
You said what?
cricket jar
I like the
next
crunch.
to the pot. So yeah,
That's what that is?
yeah, isn't it great, Che?
This is kind of like Fireflies.
It's got some kick to it.
So I guess I should ask that. Alright, good. Yeah, no. She's liking it. The cricket thing is
Yeah.
kind of making him slow
So
down.
I'll say one thing you guys will notice about Osa. I mean, you would have noticed it the second you saw him en route, but is he is not wearing his air nomad clothes anymore. He's wearing like a traditional like fisherman's tunic, like a green tunic with like a like a dark green sort of sash and like brown pants and a conical hat, and like looks like any other person from Wanya if they
it
were
works.
6'5" and 400 pounds. But
So you're trying to be a little less conspicuous there, Osa?
as much as I can.
Yeah, as much as you can be.
It's probably for the best, I guess. Yeah.
He was. Yeah,
Where
you
did
got
I
back
find
and you
him?
found him in,
Was he just at the village?
Wanya.
Yeah, no, he's just waiting for us in the village. Kanu started healing up Casa. Is there like an update to that? Time frame?
You asked her that at some point. You're like, and she's like,
yeah, right. Like, so is there
Stop.
time to this? Or?
Stop bothering me. I'm doing work.
Okay, so we're just leaving.
So you
Yeah,
just
we
left her there?
Well, I mean, I thought that was the plan, right? Because she needs to heal Casa, and also she wouldn't speak
Right.
to me. So
Okay.
we'll get her. We'll get her. I'm not
No,
going
it's
to leave
okay.
her there.
It's okay. That
know?
was what we agreed on. How?
Why did you need her?
Kinda. But if we just kind of thought about it last night, then it might be a good idea to have her around, since Iron doesn't seem too confident in finding my parents.
Or more to
So
the
it's not
point,
really your fault or
I
anything.
don't feel confident that he should be confident.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, great.
Guys, I'm right here.
Yeah, we know you're right there.
Okay, Iron, do you or do you not know how to find Nico's
No one
parents?
believes him.
I can. Yes.
Okay, I get where.
Yes.
Iron's coming
No.
from.
I can.
Rosa,
looking
Suspicious
around.
mind.
No, I can do it. I can
Hey.
do it. I totally do it.
Justin,
Lawn
as
Shore
Iron answers,
Brothers.
Rozak looks at him, and I'm gonna roll Suspicious Mind.
Oh.
I am also going to do
Ooh,
that.
wow, both of you.
Because we both have that move now.
Ooh,
Wait, can we get an update on
brothers!
Casa? Was it working?
No, she's dead. No, I'm just kidding.
Why did you leave?
Whoa! Your sense of humor changed too, Osa. My gosh.
Yeah, no. Also had gotten there with the medicines that he left for, and she was doing better, and then Casa was there, and she yelled at me, so
Yeah, she was
probably good.
she was almost conscious with the stuff that Toko and I were able to whip up, and then
Ren's just like,
Kanye got there and she
almost
started doing her
conscious.
thing, and
That's
Casa
good,
woke up, so I
right?
felt good leaving, and I think that she's gonna be good soon.
Yeah, probably.
So, Rozak rolled a 10 for Suspicious Mind. What did Che roll?
I don't know.
I kind of
Does that
want
mean you
I
failed to
kind
be
of want.
suspicious?
Oh, you're actually not doing Suspicious Mind.
No, I did. I just rolled 3.
mind.
Oh. Well, you got to tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it doesn't
It
have
does.
a
On a
miss.
miss, you tip your hand, but you can shift your balance away from sender to ask one question right now.
I tip my hand.
All right.
I'm clearly suspicious of this man.
Anytime you roll and it's a
You
miss,
gotta tell
I gotta
the
make a
mystery
miss
man.
move.
Oh, actually, it was a 5. It's still a miss, but it was 5.
It's still a miss.
Now Iron knows all
But,
of your secrets.
yeah. So Rozek rolled a 10. So
Okay.
I can hold
You get
2.
2. Yep. And you can observe them, interact with them, and ask them 2 of those
So I
questions.
guess after Iron responds to Osa's question, Rozek's gonna lean over Osa's shoulder. He's gonna ask, "What are you truly feeling?" No, he's just gonna be like, "Iron, do you really know where her parents are?" He's gonna ask like, "Are you telling the truth?"
Yes, I do know where her parents are. Yes. I've been to there.
And then
before.
I'm just
Yes.
gonna spend the other one right now because he seems kind of off. Like mechanically, I'm gonna ask the "What are you truly feeling?" Or I was just gonna be like, "You seem a little on edge. I don't know. You just seem
Yeah, that basket.
like
on
there's
too
something
long.
else going on here, Iron."
And Liko goes up to him and says, "Do you know where my parents are?"
Yes, I do. I'm not sure if you're going to like what you find.
What does that mean?
You had offered to defend Wanya, and I didn't want to upset you and your group any further. I wanted you to stay and help, and I'm sorry. I didn't know how
Please
to
tell
say
us
it.
everything you know.
Say what?
I know how to get you to the house where Ligo's parents were. I don't think they're there anymore.
So you lied to me.
I'm sorry. I don't know where your parents are, but I know where their house is.
Iron, I need you to tell me exactly what happened and what... If they're not there, where are they?
The last I saw of them, they were fleeing that house.
And how long ago was that?
Years ago.
Hey, man. I don't know if you remember about the Froggadile in the swamp that Liko fought. Remember that?
Yeah.
Is that in your head right now? Because I think that should be in your head right now.
I know,
when you're answering these questions.
I know. I'm sorry. I didn't want to upset you.
The
I'm
fact
sorry. I
of the
didn't
matter
want to
is,
upset
we're
you.
not the Fire Nation. We're not those thugs that we fought off. We're gonna help people. You don't need to lie to us to try to keep us in a better mood. What you did, lying to her about her parents, that's just like I can understand how, being controlled over by those terrible people for so long might have had you in that mindset, but you didn't need to lie to us. That was wrong.
I was like, I feel like you're giving him a lot of leeway. I don't know if he needs help.
I was trying to pull the whole I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed. I'm kind of mad, though.
To be fair, it's not up to either of you two brothers. It's up to Liko.
Oh, it's 100% up to Liko. But whatever Liko
Yeah.
decides, we're
And
here
once
to
we're
help.
done, I'm gonna punch you in the face.
I don't quite know how to respond.
Hammer.
It doesn't require a response. It's happening either way.
There's nothing to
You
say.
punch is
man.
hard.
This is how you're going to respond. You're going to look me in the eye, and you're going to tell me everything you know about my parents. And if you mess up, or if you lie, and we find out, we will do something.
All right.
I will do something.
I will. I will tell you what I can. You have to know that there are some things that I can't say, but I will tell you everything that you need to know about your parents. Your parents and I were part of a group, an organization of people around the world dedicated to healing the divide between the four nations, to breaking down the walls that separate airbenders from waterbenders and firebenders from the earthbenders. And whatever divines are.
I think the Fire Nation's doing that.
They're doing it in a way of conquest and aggression, and the people that I am tied to find that it is easier to convince people when you don't shoot a fireball in their face. To put it as succinct as possible.
Fair.
We were sent here. Your mother, your father, myself, and 3 others were sent to the Foggy Swamp to protect something deep in the Foggy Swamp. Protect it from people who would abuse it. And some of the people in our group had other ideas for what to do. And so they turned on your parents. And we had been protecting this thing for so long that they had you, and they did everything that they could to protect you. They sent you off with another one of the members of our group, and as far as I know, that person escaped, and you were raised here in the Foggy Swamp knowing nothing of your parents. I don't know what happened to your parents after that. They, as far as I know, perished, allowing you to escape.
How did you know it was me? You hadn't seen me since I was a baby.
You look exactly like Cat-Gator-ade. I would know you after all these years. I knew you the minute you walked into my village. That you must have been Sutek and Cat-Gator-ade's lost child.
Liko stares him in the face and then decides to walk away. She wants to do other stuff, but, she's gonna be...
As she turns to walk away, Osa punches him in the face.
Liko screams, "Thanks!"
Anytime, Liko. Iron, never lie to us again.
Fine.
Yeah, she walks over to Kanu's house that way. We know where she's walking to.
Yeah, you earned that one, big man. I was raised in a group similar to yours, a secretive one. Didn't have as lofty goals, quite the opposite. But, I couldn't imagine anyone from my group seeing the child of an ex-member and treating him like you did. And I'm talking about Fire Nation agents. So, you're something. And
Iron, you gotta sit in the corner and think about what you've done. Rozak walks away.
Ren stays there.
Alright, who's next? Who's gonna say something and
Ren
walk away?
stays there, and it's just like, what do you stand to gain by searching in the swamp with us? Are you still looking for this thing that you are protecting?
No, I gave up trying to protect it long ago. But I have my own sins to atone for, and when I saw Liko, I took my chance, took my opportunity to make up for all
what
the
it's
harm I
worth.
caused.
Most of my life is a lie. So, I don't stand in judgment. But that doesn't mean I'm not bad. I gotta use the forgiveness muscle at some point, I haven't forgiven anybody.
You're right there.
Like halfway. I'm like, I'm not forgiving you, but I'm also not punching you in the
pretty good.
face. Because
It is
It was like
hard
halfway. It was good.
living a life with your mask up.
Ren just sits with that because it's an interesting choice of words given the whole face dilemma that just happened.
No, I'm still new to this, but would this be a situation where
Hey,
I could
if
mark a
Liko
condition
is
or
feeling
something?
totally. Yeah,
I think she would be feeling
yeah. And these
insecure?
things, they don't have to be the conditions. You can feel insecure as a character without marking the insecure condition. It's like a fleeting thing. This is sort of a
Right.
more weighty emotion that would last. So if you think in this moment Liko would mark insecure, and like that sort of drives some of her motive over these next few scenes, then totally.
I think so. I think her mind's not really there now. I mean, like, it's still there. She's not gonna, like, flip out and destroy the village or nothing, but I think, like, you know, she's just...
Burn it all down!
I think... I think she's just emotionally kind of, just insecure. She's imbalanced. Yeah. She's not...
I mean...
And she's really good at... she's just really good at keeping everything kind of steady so she can do what's practical and what's needed at that moment. And right now, she's not able to do that because her emotions are driving her. So I would think that would probably drive the next few scenes.
Beautiful.
So
I love
I'll
it.
mark it.
All right, what do you guys want to do? What's the plan?
Well, so Che was going to try to find Liko, try to test the waters of how she was feeling. Hey, Liko. What do you want to do? This might... I don't... If this is too early to ask this, I understand. But we could still go to the house if you're feeling that. Or... whatever you want to do. I mean, we can also throw this guy into the swamp. We're down for whatever you want to do. I am.
Liko's back is towards him when he's saying this, and
Right.
she like takes a deep breath and she just kind of turns around slowly, and there are tears falling from her face. This would be like probably one of the first times she's ever shown that type of emotion. And she just says, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do.
That is very fair in this situation. You can take your time.
I know.
He doesn't know what to do. He's very confused. If he had to mark a status right now, he would mark stunned. Yeah, you just do whatever you need to do, and we can just leave. We can just go. Whatever you're feeling.
Yeah, I mean, she takes another deep breath and she just looks around the house because there's probably little trinkets and other things that kind of remind her of her past, and she's just thinking about what to do. And to commentate on that, what she's thinking is that wait, should I say that out loud, or should I like wait for a scene to kind of
you want to give
pull
us a
that out
little
of
look
me?
into Liko's mind at this moment? Absolutely.
Okay. Well, she's just looking around and she's thinking, this guy could still be lying. I mean, he's already lied before. Why would he tell the truth this time? He knows we're not going to kill him, so, And then also, is it worth finding out? I mean, like, she doesn't know what she's going to find. She thought that they were alive, so at the very least she thought there would be a happy ending, and right now there's probably not. Yeah. So yeah, she doesn't know what to do. She's just
I think Ren would
looking around the house for
walk over to
direction.
Rue and just tell Rue, I think Liko needs you.
Aww. And it flies up, starts flying towards Connie's house, and there's like it's like a swampy cabin, like like a bamboo hut sort of thing, and there's like a window, and it's like way too small, but Rue just kind of shoves her head into it.
Destroys the window.
Exactly, like shoves her head into the window and makes this giant like dragon otter-sized hole. And
nice, very imposing compassion.
And she's like looking around and
Why
like
are you doing
trying
that?
to wiggle, and then she starts shooting off little bits of her ice breath to almost like make it look like it's snowing in the house.
I think like Liko's gonna really try to keep from crying even more, because I think that's also kind of nice that people care, or people and creature
I think Rue's
care
a little
about her.
worried about you.
I don't think she's felt that in a very long time since she left Kanu.
Well, why don't you and Rue spend some time together, and we'll be just outside.
Okay.
Why don't you actually also roll
Shame.
comfort and support I'm still trying to figure out like when to be like, stop role playing, roll some dice, because I didn't want to interrupt that. That was a really cool scene. But it's definitely needs a comfort and support role there too. Nice.
Hey, success.
We still have 11. Yeah.
-1 on my harmony. Still got an 11.
If they decide to open up to you, they can decide whether to open up to you. Monroe, do you think that was Liko opening up to Che? Sure.
In legal terms, yeah. As little as she revealed,
that was it.
That is her opening up.
Yeah, for sure.
So way
Che,
more than Che had ever seen, for sure.
Can ask any question. It can be, we can say it's something that you asked already, or you could ask her another question, sort of, as you're leaving. And Liko can ask a question of Che as well, too. And anyone who answers the question honestly can clear a condition or 2 fatigue.
I'd say she already answered hers, right? I asked, what do you want to do? And she answered honestly. I don't know.
So then Liko has a moment, like as Che's sort of walking away, she, if she wants to, she can ask him a question.
What do you think I should do?
Che stops in the doorway. I don't know that I know much about what's going on with your situation, but I never met my mother, and really the only chance I had of meeting her was coming with Rozek, and the only contact I've really had with her is through Rozek. But I took that chance because I needed to know about her, and in a way about me. So I'd go check it out if it was me, but I can't really know. I'm not you.
She doesn't say anything. She just nods as she's processing.
Well, if you need anything else, just let us know.
Well, it seems that both of you answered honestly. Boy. So if you want to, you can either clear a condition or clear 2 fatigue, your choice.
Ren finds Che
I didn't get to sleep, so
just outside the door if he's just coming out, and just whispers like, "Hey, that thing I gave you, do you still have it?"
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
awesome.
Right.
Like Ren's clearly like kind of like looking at his feet about it and stuff, but like, yeah, if that's cool. Oh, yeah.
Can you tell me what happened in
Thanks
the
for
shack,
letting.
please?
Yeah.
We should probably share the story.
Let me make
let's go,
fire.
and I'll give it to him. I'm not going to hold it hostage.
I think we might be here a bit.
But, all right, cool.
I'm ready to hear about it.
You find Rozek playing Foggy Swamp basket toss off to the side of the docks.
Rozek, we're going to learn what they did. Get over here.
Wait, one second. He tosses one more and it just knocks off the snout of one of the cat-gators, and it whines and swims away. Rozek goes, dang it! Suck at this. All right, what?
We're going to learn what happened in the shack. Oh, so you would not believe the night we had yesterday.
Okay. Ren starts building a fire and is like, should we send somebody for Liko just in case? I mean, obviously she knows the story, but...
I was just talking to her.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she needs some time to herself, so...
Yeah.
I think the last thing Liko needs to do is
that's what I'm making time to
as well. Yeah.
So maybe
sit down.
Yeah.
Probably a slimy stump. And I just stare into the fire and try to forget that I'm talking to people. Takes a deep breath. So that cottage that was on the top of the hill, that's faded now. I guess it was like a spirit home for these monsters. And Liko and I went up there because, as you know, we thought it would be best. And so Liko was really brave and spoke with the monsters, but they kept asking for her face in particular. So I just felt like maybe I should say more And then they started asking for my face. And I don't know actually what she could hear. Everything was like whispers from the spirits. But in the end, we lucked out because I offered them my fan. And I don't know what happened, guys. But they looked into the fan and they had like 1,000 different faces. They were like caterpillars, but they weren't caterpillars. They were like giant. And their faces were like flashing a lot, like all these different faces I had never seen before. And I just held up the fan and they looked into it and something happened and they like, I don't know if they left their bodies or went to sleep, but we just got out of there and left the fan because I was not about to bring my fan with me. So that was kind of it. And I hope they're gone, but the village has their faces for now. So that was kind of it. So I guess we just got really
Rose looks
lucky.
terrified after hearing that.
Yeah, the Launcher brothers are just holding on to each other.
Just like yeah, we're just like side hugging each other like
Yeah, Osek's just been holding a piece of meat like halfway to his mouth through the whole story. Like hasn't
And
taken
I don't
a
know
bite.
why the house was there or why it's gone, but I just wouldn't go back there, even for the fan that Casa
Yeah.
because I think it belongs to the spirits now. If that
Yeah, I
makes
mean-
sense.
For sure.
I wish you were there, Osa. I mean, I don't know if you know things about spirits, but
I'm so glad I wasn't.
Yeah. Oh, so what did that sound like to you? Did that sound like, like some
I mean,
spirit?
I've heard of. There's a very ancient spirit called the Mother of Faces, and she has a son whose name I can't remember. But I heard that he steals faces, and it sounds a little bit like him.
yeah.
But if there was many
Four.
of them,
Yeah.
I don't really know. But
Yeah, no.
they come in
I
bigger
think
sizes.
Liko remembered something about that. About that guy. He was like a big.
Yeah, well, if we do,
Stole people's-
I should have mentioned, we wore stinky bags, sacks and baskets on our heads, so maybe we should just...
was the stinky part was important?
Well, it didn't have to be stinky, but I guess that's what we had. Maybe I don't know. Actually, I kind of think it distracted me from the spirit. So maybe stinky is good.
Rozakon pulls out his notepad and writes down stinky bags under greatest plan number 12.
At some point in the evening.
So,
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Ren.
no, it's all good. It's all good.
No, I was just gonna say at some point in the evening after Ren has regaled us with his tale of heroism, I do want to like try and pull him aside.
I think it'll be
we have
easy
a
to
moment.
leave the fire in and out at any point.
Yeah.
Shay and Rozak are still just holding each other.
No, I feel like we'd start playing basketball or basket
Toss, yeah.
Okay, I'll pull Ren aside. Be like, Ren, I've been thinking, and I don't know. I don't know if it's breaking like the rules, or if you're like allowed to. Like, I don't need secrets. I don't need anything like. Sorry, I'm a little bit flustered. Will you teach me how to fight? Like, you're the only one of us who can't bend, but you know how to fight. You hold your own, and I just. Yeah, will you teach me how to fight?
I mean, I thought you were probably a better fighter than me.
I mean, I don't know how to do anything without airbending. And I'm worried that that's like lighting a signal fire for the Fire Nation after everything that's happened. I want to know how to defend myself and you guys without it.
Ren just looks very serious and seems to be pondering deeply for a moment. Yeah. Huh. I mean, yeah, I could teach you anything I know. I don't think I'm supposed to, but then again, I wasn't supposed to leave the Kyoshi Warriors, so I haven't been doing what I'm supposed to for a while. Can I tell you something?
Yeah, anything.
Well, maybe you already thought of this or figured it out. I don't know, but I was sad when you left that night because I wanted to tell you that it wasn't your fault with Casa and that could have happened with any of us. and we really lucked out. So I hope that this isn't about that.
Osa, you could see like tears are welling up in his eyes, and like he just nods, and without saying another word, just like kind of like wraps both of his arms around you in like a big bear hug and like lifts you up so your feet are off the ground and just like
dude, Osa
hugs you.
Osa hugs have got to be perfect.
I take 5
Those have got to be
damage.
so great.
But he holds you there till like his arms are wrapped around yours, right? Like you're not able to like return the hug even if you want to. Holds you there for probably like half a second longer than is comfortable for anyone. Even if you wanted this, it's too long. And then he puts you down and just says, "Thank you."
Of course. And
I mean,
yeah, maybe there are
anything
things
you
you
want.
can teach me too, Osa.
yeah. If you think of something that I know that you don't,
I don't know what to
I'll do what
ask
I can.
for. Yeah.
and Osa follows not far behind.
Ren nods and then slowly makes his way back to the fire.
It is time. You gotta make a decision. What do you guys want to do? You want to try and find Liko? Yep, it's like midday. You want to try and go find Liko's parents' house? You want to head back to Wanya? Go somewhere else? What's your guys' plan?
Well, I mean, like we said, I feel like in terms of going back to Liko's house, parents' house, that's all in terms of what Liko decides to do. So, how long has it been since we left Liko? How much? Yeah, Rosa goes, how long do we want to give her?
Well, okay,
Because-
before we go
because-
bother her, there's one thing I wanted to go ask around. Do you guys want to come?
Yes.
I'll
Rose like
stay
saying
back.
yes so quickly was mostly so that they don't just beat him up and throw him in the
I'll come.
swamp.
If he lies again, I'm going to punch him
Okay.
again, just so you guys know.
Okay.
You find him, he's like sitting on a stump, and he's got one of the bowls of Cat-Gator and jambalaya, and he's like holding it up, and he's like, ugh. Ugh. Oh, please don't punch me!
Hey, okay, that's enough of that. All right, calm down. I'll sit down, and I'll be like, all right, so you mentioned a group and something you were trying to protect. That kind of got in my head a bit. What were you protecting?
I told you at the outset that there are some things that I can't tell you. And know that it has nothing to do with me trying to lie to you, but in order to protect this organization, to protect people like Liko's parents, I cannot share with you. I'm sorry.
But you already said that you gave up on protecting, so why do you even care?
I did. We did not. They did it.
I don't think this is it, but I'm gonna look him in the eye and say, the fire that waits.
Am I supposed to say something to that?
So you can't tell us about the organization or the thing you were protecting. Well, the thing Liko's parents.
No.
How far away is Liko's parents?
It's not far. It's relatively close.
If we left now, we could get there is kind of true of any place in the world. How far is it?
When will we get there, Iron?
As long as we don't die within 80 years, we could get there.
If we ate food, we wouldn't be hungry. It's a if we left now, we'd get there.
We'll get there when we get there.
So Liko comes out.
Please don't punch me!
Oh, wait. Never mind. I'll bring it up later. Yeah, when are we gonna get there, Iron?
It's quick. We could get there before the sun went down.
Oh,
Okay, that's what
Liko's here.
we were looking for.
Thank God. Save me from this conversation.
Liko looks at Iron and says, "Then you're going to take
it's
us there."
decided.
And you guys spend some time packing, and you start walking. You follow Iron, and he wasn't lying. It's very, very quick to get there. You guys begin walking through the swamp, and you come across this like cabin, It's just sort of like on top of a hill. There's like this rickety bridge that leads up to it, and it's overgrown and overrun.
Oh,
it
yes,
looks
Tarzan's
like
parents' house.
no one has. It's Tarzan's parents. No, it's not a treehouse, but it's that's that kind of vibe. It's that kind of like treehousey vibe. It's just not way up in the tree. It looks like no one's been here for at least a decade, maybe a little bit more than that. Well, I told you we'd make it. Look, there it is.
While Liko nudges Iron
Walks forward.
to go forward.
Just continues walking forward and walks up to the door and opens it. Well, what used to be a door.
For sure.
It's just a hole in the wall where a door used to be. You guys follow?
Yeah.
Liko, you see, like, as you walk,
Well,
as
Liko
all
does.
of you, as you walk through the door, you see on the back wall of where the door would be, just hundreds of, like, tiny pebble-sized holes in the wall, almost as though someone just shot hundreds of little rocks, almost as like bullets, almost. I mean, you guys wouldn't, your characters wouldn't know what bullets are, but we as people know what bullets are. The house is in a disarray. There's just tables and broken chairs, and everything is on the ground, and it's all covered in vines and moss. What do you guys want to do?
Well, Liko grabs onto Iron with her hand just to make sure that he
I
doesn't
think
run off or
Osa's
something.
going to go and look at any sort of like table or desk type surfaces and see if there's like papers that have been left behind that are even remotely legible or anything like that.
It's interesting that you do that, Osa, because as you're looking, you find what looks to be a very old, very brittle journal. And on the cover is a white lotus flower. And you'll have to read that journal next week. Got him. Got him. All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening to this week's episode of the Flying Bison podcast. We're having a ton of fun doing this. This was electric, guys. I really enjoyed this session. Some good conversation happening. But if you're liking what you're listening to, please feel free to rate us, give us a review wherever you listen to podcasts. If they take reviews, Apple Podcasts is a great place to review us. I did hear too, you know what? I did hear that if you give us a 5-star review, then you can actually enter Nick into America's Got Talent, doing whatever you want him to. He'll just go up on stage in front of everybody. You could just tell him, like, hey, Nick, you're going to sing Beyonce's Lemonade, the whole album. Can you give us a little hint of that, Nick?
The silence.
Nick, have you not listened to Lemonade, Nick? Oh, Nick. All right. So the first step, if you give us a 5-star review, we're gonna make Nick listen to
learn.
Lemonade.
I mean, they'll tell me, and then I'll learn
Okay.
it, and then I'll perform it.
All right. Well, get on that, and we'll wait for your findings next week. We'll see you all next week. Thanks for listening. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Avatar Legends was developed and produced by Magpie Games. The worlds of Avatar The Last Airbender and Avatar The Legend of Korra are property of Viacom CBS. Intro music is Dizu by Sendai. Outro music is Tokyo Funk by LATG Music. Logo and art by Kate and Matthew Menke. You can find more of their work at pomakin.com, link in the show notes.